just to compare the Atlanta shooting and the immediate attribution to white supremacy, even though the perpetrator said no, it was because of a sex addiction and I was having a bad day, the entire blue check and left media was attributing it to white supremacy. Every single thing is attributed to that if it fits the narrative. Even before this, when Asians in San Francisco and elsewhere were getting beaten up on the streets, when an elderly Thai man was attacked, flyers went out, meet in the park to stop white supremacy, despite the fact that the perpetrator was black. Now, we come to this unfortunate shooting in Colorado. They did not identify the perpetrator. They just said male. And the blue check Twitterati were sharpening their knives. Whiteness, white supremacy must end. They were so certain, so gleeful that they could employ the one thing that makes them feel good, which is to condemn other people, to use whatever little leverage they have in society to try to tear down the system, to try to lay the blame at the feet of one race, collective guilt. And it turns out that the perpetrator was somebody with Trump derangement syndrome from Syria, a Muslim man. I don't try to lay the blame at the feet of all Muslims for his action, nor for all immigrants from Muslim countries. But these people want to take anything, and before anything is settled, they want to blame whiteness. They want to blame white supremacy. They want to turn white people into the devil. This is not going to end well. People that are not racist, such as myself, are instinctively going to seek protection with biologically similar groups, aka white identity groups. This is a natural proclivity to those who are being demonized based on an immutable biological characteristic. If you don't think that you are emboldening the KKK and other white Aryan identity groups for the mere reason of being persecuted and biological survival, then you're sadly mistaken. So I have a metaphor for what's going on right now. It is, imagine a large contingent crossing on a tightrope, and below you have these Pavlovian dogs that the moment that they heard shooting on Twitter and elsewhere were immediately salivating. That bell had been rung and these dogs are salivating, and they are so excited to be able to blame white supremacy, much as they did with the Asians being attacked by the blacks. Any opportunity that they can to feed on the carcasses of these dead people, that is their red meat that you are throwing at them, and they are turning this into the energy that they need to come down on other people. And now, as a society, we are crossing this tightrope, and eventually somebody's going to slip up, and we are going to fall, and the salivating dogs that are waiting below as we cross on the tightrope, and they're jumping and chomping at the bit to come after us, to persecute, to be able to bolster their statements about whiteness being the great evil of our society. What are the options? Honestly, that there's going to be physical conflict that is not going to end well for anybody, that I disavow completely, but at some point, if this continues, it's going to happen just based on political ideology, and it already has. If you're seeing what Antifa and the left are doing to law-abiding citizens and Trump supporters, they believe that they have the right to attack them for their beliefs. This doesn't end well for anybody. Or these people can realize that they are the snarling Pavlovian dogs that are waiting for the opportunity to feel a sense of emboldenment by calling out whiteness, and we need to make them understand that we are all in this together, but not that logic is going to work. So I think that the best thing that we have is to ridicule them and to shame them into this. So all y'all that are out there that are jumping at the bit to proclaim the madness of the white man, the tyranny of the white man, all this nonsense that's being preached, y'all are truly insane. And I don't believe that individually you could do this. You are part of a Jim Jones collective. So y'all are drinking the Kool-Aid. What this Kool-Aid does is create vitriol and hatred inside of you. And so my question to you guys who are feeling this. And if you send this to them, my question for you, how does that give you a positive feeling? Is this good for you long term? Or do you want to continue to try to tear apart the greatest country on earth that has brought some semblance of peace to mankind where before it has never existed? And we are moving in the right direction overall as a world. Unfortunately, this is a major hiccup that might destroy us all. Because I don't want us as a collective to be walking across that tightrope with those snarling dogs below and to go to war with them as they pull us all down into the pit. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. If you're new, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell because believe me, YouTube will not notify you. Hit the thumb up on the video. Peace and blessings.